I always get 10 to 12K steps. When I used to work, did I ever mention I used to work at a Target? I have a great love for Target, probably because I used to work at one. And every day that I went in there, I came out with 14 to 16,000 steps regularly. Sometimes I would get way more. Sometimes I would get over 20,000. But yeah, it's not every position. If you're like working at like the front, then it's unlikely you're going to get like huge steps because chances are you're probably like just sitting at a lane all day. But I was a specialized unit selling cell phones and televisions and so on and video games because it meant every day I could be near the Nintendo section and look at the plushies. Can you imagine? One funny thing, have I ever told you guys this story? Pokemon cards. Here's a fun story. Pokemon cards are crazy. People love Pokemon cards. Not because they play Pokemon, but because they're scalping them. The new Pokemon cards came out and some guy came by and grabbed the whole entire line of them and went to go buy them. And I looked at him and I said, "You're really gonna buy all of those?" He's like, "What do you, huh?" I think he was confused for being called out. And I was like, well, now there's not gonna be any for me to buy later. Like, I'm not allowed to buy things on my shift. So now even though I was technically here before you, I have to watch you come and take everything and leave none for me? And anyways, he still bought them all. But then he came over after the fact and gave me one of the packs he bought because I made him feel bad. And I'd already taken it, but after, because I was so confused because I was like, how do you even react in that situation? I don't know. But then my manager was like, "You're not supposed to take things from guests." I was like, oh, well, it was paid for and it was given to me. And I'm not gonna put it back on the floor. So it's mine now. And then there was a new drop and people were really excited. And this was like the peak. This was when limits were first. In case any of you are Pokemon scalpers, by the way, I am looking down on you, just so you know. But we had to put like limits on them because people were being insane. Like, I think it was so sad for me specifically because obviously I know scalpers don't care. But there are kids who actually like to collect and play with Pokemon cards and look forward to the new drops. And they'd always come in and they would ask me, "Sorry, do you know where the Pokemon cards are?" And it's the kids. This isn't the adults. These are the kids. And usually they have like, not all the time, but like you can tell their parents aren't scalping or anything like that. Like you can tell it's not like they're trying to like, what's the word? Like gain sympathy or anything like that. Anyway. So it's really disappointing when you constantly have to basically tell little kids, "Sorry, we don't have any." And then if they're like, "Oh, do you know when you will?" And you have to say, "Probably never," because a bunch of crazy adults come in and buy them all immediately. And it's really sad too. It's a really big problem because some of these scalpers are so insane that we get like really scared truck drivers who would come in and be like, "These people have been following me from store to store and buying all the stock and then following me to the next one." And they'll like tailgate them too. They'll get super duper close so that they like, you know, it's crazy. Some people take this shit way too seriously. It is really disgusting. I wish I was kidding. This is behind the scenes of scalping. Anyway, sorry, back on the story of what happened. So we had enforced limits. And we said, okay, if you come in, you can only buy, I think it was three things of the new Pokemon cards each. So this guy comes in and he clearly has more. And the computer is at the point where it's stopping him from scanning more, but he's pretending to scam them, so he was gonna steal them anyway. So I went over there and I said, "Hey, I know you heard because we were waiting because there was a huge line for Pokemon cards. You know they're limited. You have to give me the 20 other ones you have in your cards. You can only have the 3. I kid you not. This guy was so mad. He came with friends and they immediately took a ton of boxes and went and hid them somewhere in the back. And we went and we found those and we put them up where they were supposed to be. But I was like, this is freaking futile. They're just gonna come in and grab them. And that's what that guy did. He went out with his friends and he would switch into their clothes, come back in and buy more cards. And he continuously did that until there were no more cards left. And I literally told him, I was like, do you think we're all stupid? Like, technically it's difficult because it's just Pokemon cards. It's not worth like calling the like police over or anything, but it's such loser behavior. And every time too, he acted like he was like, what do you mean? I'm not that guy that you just had like 4 interactions with in different in different outfits and different clothes. Like, I was like, bro, your face is very recognizable. Like, I don't know. And not in a good way either. Like, bro, I just feel like some people are so lame. And I don't know. Like, sorry again. If you're a scalper, I have no respect for you. And unless you stop, I will never, ever respect you as a person. I just think it is the most loser behavior in the world. I hate losers. Because the only losers in the world are people who have nothing better to do with their time. Like, I get it. If you're like, oh, I'm broke, it's a good way to make money. But like, are you for real? You can't find any other way to make money? There's so many options in the world. I know getting a job can be hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but you can get like any sort of job. Go back to school if you're like, I can't get a job that pays the amount of money I want. Okay, figure something out. You know how many jobs I applied to before I got this one? So many. Imagine what a loser I'd be if I gave up and then just started scalping Pokemon cards. I'd be such a loser. I would have never gotten this job because I'd be like, I can just make money scalping Pokemon cards. I don't need to apply anywhere. I don't need to do anything productive with my life. Anyway, my point is, I really hate scalpers. I'm sure that is a sentiment shared with pretty much all the girls in this company, though. All of us don't like scalpers. If you scalp, you should probably leave. You aren't welcome here. Usually I don't say that to anyone, but you are a special exception. So either stop and get a real life, or leave, because I don't want to see you. Thank you.